Sure. So I think, well, I guess there's two pieces. There's the proxies and there's the questions. So I think that something you'll see in our action plan, but something Stephen spoke about as well before, is that, and I've had buildings that have done this even before COVID, really emphasizing to ask your questions in advance, that we will only accept questions in advance. So this way we have the boards have the time. If it's a question for the accountant, they could send it to the accountant in advance. If it's a question for the attorney, they could send it to them in advance. If it's a question for the board that they need to look into, they could answer those questions and have and be prepared for them at the time of the meeting. And so if somebody can't get onto a Zoom, or they can only get on a phone call, or the board's not taking questions from the floor, or they're not able to, right? They can't get it that way. Send your question in advance to the board or to management. This way they could address it for you. And if you're not going to be there at the meeting, you could work out with them that they'll send you the answer before the meeting happens or after the meeting happens. I think that's the best way to get about answering questions for people that have opinions that maybe can't get on an online meeting, but can only call and don't know how to unmute themselves. In terms of the proxies, I mean, the proxies are no different than as long as the board sets it up this way, that you can mail it a proxy like you would be at pre-COVID, pre-virtual meetings. So that I think is that's a simple solution. They don't have to email it; they can mail it. And if the proxies are sent out in advance, they'll mail it in. It's postmarked, and it has to be accepted for